Hi Newcastle fans, I hope you enjoy it today. It was unbelievable support from you. I'm very happy. Play well, 3-0. Yes, let's keep it going. See you.
Newcastle are back in business.
It was a big one for us.
After a tough week at Blackburn where Eddie Howe's men were questioned, they responded by smashing 3 past Wolverhampton in a statement victory. But what were the details behind Eddie Howe's big game tactics?
So this was the first time that we were...
Why should Newcastle fans be excited about the defense? What's the secret behind the role of Tyno?
When I come on,
How is St. James's Park set to change? What's the Sky Sports exclusive on Eddie Howe and Almiron's future? And as per, join us as we discuss the 5 things we learned in Newcastle United 3 Wolverhampton 0.
Let's go!
Starting off with Eddie Howe's tactical masterclass. Newcastle executed a successful game plan against Wolves, shutting down their claims and returning to their effective transitional style that had previously helped them escape relegation in 2022. In a surprising move, Newcastle allowed Wolves to have a high possession percentage of 62% in the first half, which was uncommon for visiting teams at St. James's Park. This proved to be a good day for manager Eddie Howe, as his team secured their first clean sheet in the league since December and their first home win of the year. Howe addressed Newcastle's defensive issues and their problematic home form by implementing a tactical switch. The team opted not to press high up the pitch, instead dropping deep and defending with 2 banks of 4 on the edge of their own area. This approach limited the opposition's opportunities and prevented Dan Burn, who had been criticized in the past, from being exposed at left back. Dan Burn showed significant improvement as the opposition winger struggled to find space in behind and exploit his weaknesses. Burn's performance had been under scrutiny due to the team conceding 31 goals in just 12 league games prior to this match. However, in this particular game, he had his best performance in weeks, having a 7.7 match rating, 5 clearances, 1 blocked shot, and 1 tackle. Additionally, Newcastle's defensive 3 no longer faced easy passes through the center of midfield, as their centre-backs provided support right behind them. With the return of Joe Willock, who had pace and could assist Burn, the team ensured he was not left alone in one-on-one situations. This overall defensive reinforcement and support contributed to Burn's improved play and the team's defensive stability, with Wolves limited to an XG of only 0.69 and only 3 shots on target. While Wolves manager Gary O'Neill argued that Newcastle did not willingly allow them possession by saying, "There's no way Newcastle let us have the ball. I know Newcastle, I know Eddie Howe. The reason we had the ball was because of how good we were on the ball. I thought our structure was better than theirs, caused them more problems than theirs did ours." Howe, however, confirmed that it was indeed part of their intention to exploit the counter-attacking opportunities. In defense, Martin Dubravka was reliable when called upon in the second half, denying Nathan Fraser, Pablo Sarabia, and Jean-Rickner Bellegarde, earning him a rating of 7.8, 3 saves, 0.42 goals prevented, 2 saves inside the box, 1 high claim, 31 touches, 14 out of 18 accurate passes, 7 out of 11 accurate long balls. Fabian Schär, on the other hand, was like a Swiss Army knife, earning a rating of 7.3. Just look at his heat map. He was really attacking. He set the tone with a crucial tackle to stop Pedro Neto from advancing early on. Schär played a role in both of Newcastle's first half goals by assisting Anthony Gordon and Joe Willock. He was also involved in the third goal and showcased his best form throughout the afternoon. Schär initiated the attacks for Newcastle's first and second goals before providing an assist to Livramento in stoppage time. Apart from the 1 assist, Schär defensively also had 3 clearances, 1 shot blocked, 1 interception. Eddie Howe also favored Schär, saying, "There won't be many centre-halves like Fabi. He is a total one-off, I think. He is a very good defender when he is absolutely concentrated and really well trained. He is as good a defender as I've seen. He reads the game really well, and the interceptions that he makes is second to none. But he would probably tell you that his biggest strengths are on the ball, and he can see things and execute things that I don't see many other center-halves capable of doing. That's why he's so important to us. Maybe the pass for the first goal is slightly easier than the pass for the last one. The pass for the last goal, I don't think anyone else in the stadium saw, apart from maybe Tyno, because he's made the run. He maybe knows that Fabi is capable of playing him in. They were moments of absolute class. Sven Botman also had a comfortable afternoon on his return to the starting 11 after being rested in the midweek match against Blackburn, having a 7.1 match rating. Then moving on to the £98 million substitution. Midway through the second half, Wolves started to pose a few overdue questions to Newcastle's defense. However, unlike in previous weeks, manager Eddie Howe had strong options available on the bench. In fact, 3 out of the 5 substitutes who came on could potentially command transfer fees totaling £98 million. Not only did Newcastle have the talented Tyno as a substitute when Kieran Trippier was substituted, but Howe also had the luxury of bringing on academy graduate Lewis Miley, Miguel Almiron, and Harvey Barnes in a triple substitution later in the half. This quartet injected fresh impetus into Newcastle's play, and Almiron came close to extending their lead to 3-0. However, it was another substitute who stole the show, Livramento, who ultimately sealed the victory with a late third goal. Livramento had replaced the injured Kieran Trippier earlier in the second half. Fabian Schär delivered an accurate pass to the right, and Livramento swiftly moved into space, skillfully evading 3 Wolves defenders inside the box before calmly slotting the ball into the net. Livramento showcased his abilities, whether playing as a right back or left back, and demonstrated why he deserves a place in the starting 11. In fact, he could be considered as the team's best full-back.
No, I just made a movement and Fabi found me and took away a few players. All I had to do was kind of just keep running and then shoot when I got the opportunity. And obviously very happy to score my first goal and hopefully some more.
Obviously, before you scored the goal, the fans were chanting your name. How much did it mean to score that goal? Obviously, it's been a long time coming, but you must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, no, very happy. Like any time that, even when I'm warming up or anything, the crowd are always chanting my name, and I can tell that I'm loved here. And when I come on, I just feed off their energy that they give me in the team. And I was very happy to score my first goal, especially at home.
Then moving on to the midfield resurgence. Newcastle's performance notably improved with the return of several key players who have regained their match fitness, and none more so than Joe Willock. After a long absence, Willock made his first league start since November and provided his team with much-needed speed and energy. His ability to carry the ball has proven to be invaluable for the team. Willock quietly played an effective role in the midfield, bringing pace and dynamism. He contributed to Anthony Gordon's goal, showcasing his impact on the team's attacking play. Against Wolves, he had 42 touches, 86% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, 4 out of 4 accurate long balls, 1 big chance missed, and 4 out of 8 ground duels won. In the same midfield, Bruno Guimarães, the Brazilian midfielder, oozed with class throughout the match, especially in the second half where he showcased his exceptional skills. He demonstrated his magic by sprinting 50 yards to join the attack and contribute to creating the opening goal. Additionally, Guimarães exhibited his vision and precision by playing a splendid pass to find Miguel Almiron, allowing him to make a threatening run behind the opposition defense. Guimarães' performance was marked by his elegance and impactful contributions to the team's attacking plays, having a match rating of 7.7, 100% tackle win rate, 44 passes completed, 7 out of 11 duels won, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 3 chances created and 1 big chance created. We also learned that Anthony Gordon is inevitable, scoring 1 goal, 44 touches, 93 passing accuracy, 3 key passes, 4 ground duels won, and a 7.7 match rating. The goal meant Anthony Gordon has now scored or assisted 14 goals in the Premier League, 3 more than any other Newcastle player, and is now 3 goals away from matching Alan St-Maximin's entire goal-scoring record for us in the Premier League in just this season alone. Also a shout-out to Alexander Isak, who had a 7.1 match rating and scored 1 goal, meaning Alexander Isak has now scored 12 goals in his first 20 home Premier League games for Newcastle. Only Alan Shearer, Andy Cole, and Les Ferdinand have scored more in their first 20 at St. James's Park for the Magpies. The goal also means he is now in the top 3 of the most Premier League goals scored by Swedish players, and has now scored a goal every 114 minutes in the Premier League this season. Only Erling Haaland and Chris Wood have scored goals more frequently.
It was a big one for us, for the rest of our season. It was important, firstly, to get a win, clean sheet at home. I think it's good vibes, in the team, and we have to keep going from this.
You opened the scoring. It's your 15th goal of the campaign in all competitions. Just talk us through it. It seemed like you were in the right place at the right time for that moment.
Yeah. Sometimes those goals, where you just have to be at the right place at the right time, they feel good. So, I just try to be
a good position for a rebound.
It's 6 goals in your last 9 competitive games. Do you feel you're refinding that form that you had before your injury?
Yeah, I think so. Especially physically, you know, it takes some time to get back to your match fitness fully. So I feel like I'm getting there, and you know, it helps my game as well.
Kieran Trippier also posted an injury update after yesterday's game, in which he came off injured. Let's hope it's not one that will keep him out for too long. Speaking after his 100 Premier League win, after the game, Eddie Howe said,
"We're well aware that you can't go too long here without winning at home. And our home form's been so strong for a long period of time. You go back to our season, we stayed in the Premier League, battling relegation, to last year finishing 4th. I think we never really lost that momentum. So this was the first time that we were sort of searching at home for 3 points, and we're delighted to get it."
It took 14 minutes for your number 14, Alexander Isak, to score, showing the signs of a real top forward and being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it's a very good goal. I think really incisive counter-attack. Really pleased with Anthony's part in that and Bruno's part in that, the desire to get forward and to try and impact the goal. And of course Alex gets the reward with the final touch, but I thought it was a really good team move, and we needed it at that stage of the game, under a little bit of pressure early in the game, but that was a big moment. Alex
has now netted 6 goals in his last 9 competitive games. Just goes to show, like, when he is capable of scoring it, when he is fully fit, he's a real asset to your team.
He's an outstanding player. Our only disappointment this year is that we haven't had him for the fit and available for all the games, because he is a match winner. He is capable of doing a little bit of everything in that role. He also can drift positions. He's technically excellent. Really pleased with the goal today, because he's come back again from another minor injury, but that just stopped his rhythm and momentum that he was in, because he was in a good period of form. But hopefully he can rediscover that form very quickly now.
In other news, Eddie Howe has been promoted to assistant head of first team recruitment after an internal move from his previous role as head of technical scouting. Steve Nixon remains Newcastle's head of recruitment, but is now said to be in contention to be the next sporting director of football at Newcastle after the departure of Dan Ashworth, according to the Mail Sport. The owners value his contribution since the takeover and are impressed with his work ethic and attention to detail. In recent developments, according to INews, Newcastle is targeting a versatile young forward, a midfielder to fill the gaping number 6 void that has become a chasm at times this season, and an adaptable centre-back this summer. While Newcastle United goalkeeper Loris Karius has reportedly made it clear to the club that he'd like to leave for a new challenge at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Toronto FC has agreed to a deal to sign Matty Longstaff, a former Newcastle player who has been unveiled as their new signing. Yankuba Minteh also recently scored in a crucial game against PSV Eindhoven, meaning that's now 3 goals in last 3 games. Sky Sports News also recently provided an update of Eddie's Newcastle.
Reports in Germany this week have suggested Newcastle are keeping an eye on the Germany national team coach Julian Nagelsmann, in case they decide to replace Eddie Howe this summer. That speculation was put to the Newcastle boss today, and his answer was a defiant one.
Genuinely, it doesn't affect me. I'm here. I'm sat in the seat, and my future will be defined by what I do, no one else.
It's kind of a dirty business when there are managers circling for huge clubs. This summer there's going to be a big merry-go-round of managers. Is this club off limits as far as you're concerned?
Well, yeah, I think that's of course that's up to me to continually prove. But I back myself and my abilities. I think I know my qualities. I know what I try and bring to the job, and I have ambitions for the team and for the club. So I can't control what you guys write and what speculation there is in every sense, and I don't try to get involved in that.
Miguel Almiron also spoke about his rumored move to Al-Shabaab after failing to agree personal terms in January.
La verdad que, como decís, habló mucho, pero siempre estuve enfocado en Newcastle. No le di mucha importancia, como te dije, estoy metido acá en el club, en Newcastle, en tratar de hacer bien las cosas acá. Yo estoy muy feliz acá y mi familia también está feliz acá.
Was there an opportunity for you to leave? Was there an offer there that you could have gone?
No, la verdad que nadie me dijo nada, como te dije. Yo estaba tranquilo porque siempre me enfoco en dónde estoy y ahora estoy acá en Newcastle y como dije y como venía diciendo anteriormente, estoy muy feliz acá.
Then finally, according to the Telegraph, Newcastle United is facing a dilemma over the future of St. James's Park, as the club's Saudi owners are considering whether to remain and expand on the historic site or build a new stadium elsewhere in the city. Despite the complex challenges involved, the overwhelming preference of the club is to stay at St. James's Park and explore the feasibility of redevelopment. However, this desire to expand and compete with the biggest clubs in Europe puts Newcastle on a collision course with its own history and the wider city. The expansion of St. James's Park is complicated by Grade 1 listed buildings and infrastructure such as a road with a metro tunnel and station, which present architectural and planning obstacles that will require difficult decisions to be made. The stadium holds immense significance for football fans, both the locals and those who visit to support their teams. It serves as a powerful symbol of what makes Newcastle unique. Situated atop a hill, it commands the city's skyline, leaving a lasting impression as one approaches by train or car. Newcastle is a city deeply passionate about football, with a strong sense of devotion to their club. It serves as the pulsating heart of an urban area with a population of around 1 million people. St. James's Park is a great location at the heart of the community, said Chief Executive Darren Eales. If we can expand St. James's Park, then clearly that would make sense. But we have to know what's possible. That is our number one approach, and that's what our experts are doing now. We've got world leaders looking at it in terms of what is architecturally possible and what that would mean from a capacity and revenue perspective. The idea of abandoning St. James's Park in favor of a new stadium built elsewhere is difficult to accept, as the historic significance of the current venue holds great sentimental value. It seems that the most probable path for the club is to pursue the rebuilding of their beloved old home, allowing them to preserve the cherished legacy associated with St. James's Park. Under the ownership of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, Newcastle United has become a part of their strategy to expand their global presence through the acquisition of a Premier League club. With no inherent sentimental attachment to St. James's Park, a stadium that has undergone incremental development with new stands added over several decades, the ownership group could have easily considered relocating. However, the board appears resolute in their decision to stay at the current site. This aligns with the overwhelming preference of the fans, who are eager to see St. James's Park expanded at any cost. The financial aspect should not pose a significant hurdle for the world's wealthiest sovereign wealth fund, especially as infrastructure expenses, such as stadium renovations, fall outside the Premier League's profitability and sustainability regulations. On the other hand, constructing an entirely new stadium at a different location within the city center would also present challenges. Two potential sites have been identified as possibilities. The first option is to build the new stadium on the banks of the River Tyne, near the main train station, where the current Metro Radio Arena is situated. This site is considered suitable as the existing arena is showing signs of wear and may require replacement in the near future. Alternatively, another proposal is to relocate St. James's Park to Leazes Park and undertake a complete reconstruction of the stadium in a similar area to its current position. However, it is worth noting that there has been discussion about resurrecting the idea of constructing the stadium on the town moor, which caused considerable controversy in the 1990s when former chairman Freddie Shepherd initially suggested it. In order for Newcastle United to narrow the substantial revenue gap between themselves and the so-called Big Six clubs, whose recent accounts demonstrated turnovers of £440 million for Tottenham and £710 million for Manchester City, compared to Newcastle's £250.3 million turnover, they require a stadium that generates revenue beyond football. The club has a strong desire for a multi-purpose venue capable of hosting various events, including England international matches for both male and female teams, concerts featuring globally renowned artists, and other ventures such as NFL and rugby league matches. By diversifying their revenue streams through these avenues, Newcastle can significantly increase their financial income, thereby alleviating the financial constraints imposed by the Premier League's profitability and sustainability regulations.